Hi, thank you for joining the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press subscribe and the share button and the like button. So now this is part 2 of the 12 secret principles for obtaining that you could use to increase your finances. So the next one that we left off, I'm picking up from part 1, this is part 2, is auto suggestion. And auto suggestions is what you've been, learning from me and all of my tapes and stuff, about the power of the subconscious mind, where you use an affirmation to reach your goal. So when you auto suggestions is you are using affirmations to place phrases and statements that support your goal into your subconscious mind. And when you do that on a repeated basis, your subconscious mind begin to bring it about as the truth. Okay. So the other, one of the other 12 principles, and remember, let me just reiterate this. Remember, the 12 principles is something that you're going to either look at every day. You can write them down, use the meaning for them, and just look at them every day. And these work, everybody or anybody who have gotten rich have used these 12 principles, either consciously or unconsciously. But by you just looking at them and, quickly going over the meaning for each one, it'll help you also to be using them either consciously or unconsciously. So just read through it once a day and the meaning. So you could just write them down. You don't have to listen to the whole tape every day. Just write them down from this audio, what the principle is and the meaning of the principle, and just read through it every day. The next principle is knowledge. You can always learn something. So always keep yourself knowledgeable. Read to continue to learn. Knowledge is a powerful thing. The next one is imagination. If you can imagine it, you can create it. So continue to imagine your goals. The next one is action. You have to take action. You can't just, if you're going to sit up and wish that you're going to be rich, you're just wishing. What is wishing? A wishing is just hoping something will happen, because you're not doing anything to make it happen or bring it about to happen. So you're just hoping. You have to, desire it. When you want something, desire is something you want to happen by putting what? Your actions behind it. So you put your action behind it, like you act like by planning and visualizing. You're creating action. Like you can't just sit on the couch and say, well, I want to be rich, and visualize everything you want, and then you just nothing. In 10 years, nothing still has happened because you're just wishing. You have to desire it. Take action. Put action behind it. And, one of the things you could do to put action behind it is doing your affirmations, writing the goal down, doing little things. You could do 2 little things every day that is going to move you closer to the goal. So don't just sit by looking at TV and wishing that you could be rich, but actually bring that about. Bring it into manifestation. Okay, make the decision that you want to be wealthy, or make the conscious decision to make a change in your life. You know, sometimes that's all it takes for you to just say, you know, like, my name is Barbara, and I am going to make some positive changes in my life today because I deserve it. That's all you need to say. Sometimes you just need to say it out loud, that you're going to take steps. You're making the decision to take steps to live a better life. The next thing is persistence. Now, this is something you really have to have. This is absolutely crucial. You must be persistent. Don't stop until you get what you want. People usually fail because they are very impatient. Like, they want something yesterday, and they're very impatient. They don't have the patience to sit down and wait for whatever it is they're trying to manifest to come to manifest. Like, if they didn't get it yesterday, they want to go on to the next thing. You have to have persistence. Persistence is crucial. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't have persistence, you're going to remain poor. I can tell you that right up front, because that's the truth. You have to have persistence. Just because just because maybe you did a project, and let's say you're doing real estate, and you didn't do any real estate deals this month, and you're doing the real estate because you want to become wealthy, and you did no deals this month. Most people will say, oh, they're going to go on and do something else because they feel like a failure because they didn't make any money yet and it's only been a month. It may take you 6 months. It may even take you a year to be able to create the deal or the deals with the S that are going to bring you into wealth. You have to have persistence. I told you all earlier in one of my tapes about Colonel Sanders, about how much persistence he had. He wanted to be a rich entrepreneur from the age of 16 years old. He started trying, and he did not fulfill that dream until he was 61 years old, and he never gave up. That is persistence. You know, Colonel Sanders, the man who made the Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's where he made his fame on, the Kentucky Fried Chicken. 16 he started and didn't get the dream until he was 61. And not one time did he give up. Not one time. He still would have he did a lot of business ideas to make his dream come true. So if you get discouraged about being persistent and you become very impatient, just Google Colonel Sanders, the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and read his story. Because I guarantee you it'll give you the strength and the courage to keep on your path to reach your dream. Now, there's a thing called the power of the mastermind, where the man who wrote Think and Grow Rich, he used to imagine that a lot of people who had already passed on, but geniuses, like I think he used I can't think of all the people he used, but he used some of the people who had Einstein. Einstein was in his group, and he used other past very brilliant men and men from science. And he would imagine that when he had a problem or wanted answers about what business to open or anything like that, he would go into I'm going to say like a meditation state, and he would imagine that he was in a meeting with these great men, and they were advising him on his business. And he said he had did it so much until he really was getting advice from within him on different things to do when it came to investing money. Because he started it off imagining it, but he said to him, it just took over and became real. And this is who he used for his mastermind, to talk about his business and to get ideas about his business and what to do. The subconscious mind doesn't know what you're joking and when you're not joking. So if you're imagining talking to these great men, what it's going to do is open up that part of your subconscious mind, or the part of your mind that the higher form of your mind. And you'll really start getting guidance, but it'll be coming from your infinite mind, which is, your God self. It'll be coming from that. So if you're imagining that you're having counsel with great men, and then remember I said his began to be real to him, it was. Because what happened is that his I am self, the God of him, began to give him advice on things, whatever it was he was asking about. So that's why it became real. Sometimes you have to act like it's real before it is real, okay? What I used was my God self. I used God as the one to go into counseling with me. So what do I mean by that? I would sit down and imagine that I was sitting there talking to my I am, and I was telling my I am, whatever it was I wanted to know, like what business would be more profitable for me, what should I do? And I would imagine my I am was answering me back and leading and guiding me and telling me what to do. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't do that very long. I did it for a short period of time just to see if it worked really. And it did work. I did it for a short period of time. But what I found from that is that it made me feel so secure. Like, for instance, if a business opportunity came to me, I would immediately turn within myself and ask my I am, is this a good business for me or not? So it made me feel more dependent upon my I am, instead of going to ask my friend, what you think about this? You know what I mean? It made me more dependent on my I am, which was fantastic. Okay, so this is the end of part 2. And part 1 is going to be part 3 will be very short because I'm really almost finished. Don't forget to subscribe and press like. Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show.